All right. Should be good to go now. All right, so we're live.
Oh, cool. You weren't gonna give us a fucking countdown or
I'm
anything?
sorry, my bad. I'm sorry. My bad.
Sweet.
I know, right?
Great start.
So if you guys are new here, this is In the Bricks podcast. Um, I know that we've talked about it for a little bit that we were gonna start this. I think Chase, I was talking to you about like a year ago. I was like, yo, I want to call it In the Bricks,
hmm
and you were like, that sounds dope.
Yeah, because at the time I bought like these like little $2 mics off Amazon, and I was gonna let to I did a couple episodes of a podcast on the ship, but yeah, the audio wasn't that great, so I was just like, screw it. But yeah, you actually invested and like got all the equipment for
Yeah,
it.
I invested too much money into it. I put too much into it. But it's fine. It's fine. So anyway, um, today's special guest is gonna be Chase, obviously. Um, Chase, tell us where you're coming from.
What about this guy to my left? You
Oh!
introduce this guy?
Shit! My bad. That is our first go.
Hi.
It's our first go, so we're good. We're doing it. My co-host.
I'm Harold. I just retired. I have 30 years in law enforcement. So any kind of law enforcement questions you guys got, I can give you answers to. I'm also a 60% disabled vet. I'm trying to get higher, so if you guys can help me with getting higher, greatly appreciated. But I can give you insight on the process. It's been I started out at 10%. I didn't start until later in life. You know, people told me, "Hey man, you were in the service back when. You should try and get a service-connected disability." So I started off and I got 10%, and then I went to a veteran service officer, and he said, "Dude, you get more than that." And I got the bug, and I went through the legal process. It took me like 5 years, and I got up to 60%. And now I'm trying to get higher, and I got like a sleep apnea claim that just got denied, and you know, those fuckers, you know. So I want to see if I can get higher. I contacted a lawyer, and I'll keep you guys going on what's going on with that. But other than that, you know, I got a world of experience, and any kind of questions I can answer for you guys, let me know, and hit me up. I think Austin put the link on there, and I can give you pretty much answers or ways to go about things.
Yeah. Brandon said, how many times have you helped him get out of tickets?
You know, I have 3 sons. The third one's not here, but you know what? I tell my family all the time, you know, tell the officer or the deputy, you know, your father's in law enforcement or you have family in law enforcement. You wouldn't believe it, but it goes a long way. Um, somebody tells me my husband, my wife, detected at your front door, or whatever. Um, we got the cops knocking at the door right away.
The cops knocking on the door right now.
Yeah, the cops knocking on the door right now. But yeah, you know, speak up. It goes a long way when you say my dad's, you know, a cop, or my uncle's a cop or whatever. And you know, I've had deputies on the side of the road call me and say, Harold, do you know this person? And I say, yeah, I know that they're my whatever. Anything you do to help me out, I appreciate it. A lot of times they hook them up and stuff, so it's a good idea to throw out those names there. Sometimes with the hardcore guys, you know, the traffic deputies or traffic officers, you're not going to get much further with them, but you'd be surprised a lot of ways. You get a lot There he is.
Okay, shut up.
Mr. Wallace.
Isn't that crazy?
How are you, Mr. Wallace? And Mrs. Wallace.
Chase, how about you give us introduction?
Hi, Grandma. So yeah, my name is Chase Eisenman. Currently active duty in the United States Navy. Been in the Navy for about 7 years. Started my career. First, let me say I'm a hospital corpsman. Started my career in Bremerton, Washington. I was stationed up in Bangor, if anybody's familiar. But started there. I was a dental assistant there for about 3 years. Loved my time in the Pacific Northwest. Great experience. I could talk a little bit more about that. But after that, I was stuck in a clinic for a long time, and I wanted to get out and see the world. That's the reason why I joined the Navy. So I took orders to the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit out of Okinawa, Japan. I've been stationed there for about 2 years. Kind of got out of the dental thing. I'm now an en route care corpsman, a flight medic, but a little bit less cool. Pretty much flat out opportunity there, but we deploy on ships, and they like to call us the MEU, the nation's 911. Wherever the nation needs us, we go. So deployed 4 times on the 31st MEU. I got one more deployment left, and hopefully I can come back home. But yeah, I'm actually home on leave right now, so yeah, I'm be home for a little bit longer. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, are you glad to be home?
Yeah, super glad to be home. Deployment schedule was rough. I don't really get to come home all that often, so when I do get to come home, it's really awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I know that.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
What's it like on the boat, Chase?
Oh man, the ship. You know what?
What ship were you on?
So all the past 2 years, I've been on a LHA. It's a amphibious assault ship. It can hold about 400 to 500 Marines, and then another 400 to 500 sailors. So we got a lot of people on there.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's I don't know. I had an officer tell me once, "Grow where you're planted," and I've really tried to do that wherever I go. I try to take it as an experience. A lot of people don't like being on the ship. For me, I think it's kind of cool. It's a fun experience. I get to go on there. You kind of get like a break from reality, kind of. You can get on there. You don't have a phone. You don't have access to internet or anything like that.
Yeah, when you're on that bitch for 6 months, screw that.
Yeah. But I mean, hey man, it's a good
bonding
reset
experience.
Yeah, you get to bond with your Marines. You get to know your Marines a lot. You get to know your Marines better. And you just kind of reset, man. You reset. The food isn't that great.
Dude, I heard that there was a Starbucks on the ship.
Not on my ship.
You were telling me a lot of people don't realize this or don't think that you have a lot of space, whereas you see on a lot of these videos there's like coffin racks and they're 4 up and 4 down.
Yeah.
You told me that you have a lot of space. Can you describe that and tell us about that?
Hey, Manny says, hope you're enjoying leave.
Hey, thanks, brother. Miss you, dude.
Yeah. And oh, Manny, it's your first time seeing our dad. Yeah.
Thanks.
Hi, Manny. What's up, brother?
Yeah, so being a corpsman, attached to Marines, you kind of get, I wouldn't necessarily say benefits, but you get a lot, you can get away with a lot of stuff. When I go on the ship, I get on the ship like a day early. So I have actually friends on the ship, and they'll email me or text me like, "Hey man, we're pulling in this date," and I'm like, "Cool." So I have a car in Oki. The ship comes.
The little Honda Fit.
Yeah, my 2002 Honda Fit.
Oh shit. Honda Fit.
Yeah. I get on I go to the ship like a day early. I bring like 3 or 4 racks, and I secure racks. I'm not sleeping on the bottom rack. I'm not sleeping on the top rack.
Bottom?
I'm a middle.
You're a middle.
I'm a middle rack. Middle rack guy. But yeah, so I secure racks for myself, and usually the racks aren't usually too there's a lot of Marines, but there's also a lot of space too, especially depending on what berthing you're in. So
Right.
I go on the ship, I secure my own racks, and then I have a whole 3 racks to myself. My top rack, I put all my workout stuff, extra baggage if I need it,
Right.
whatever the case may be, and then bottom rack, I'll put like my shoes, other gym stuff I needed. But yeah, I mean, I have a lot of space. I also have medical at my disposal too. The ship is really nice and they give us our own space in medical. So, put all my snacks, my protein powders, whatever I can fit in there. And
Right.
I make it, you make it home. You make it homely. You make it to where it's nice and yeah, it's not that bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad to me.
No, not at all.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'd be able to do it. Being like in a camp for 6 months and, like you're not seeing your friend, or I mean, I guess you're seeing your friends, but you're not seeing your family. And then like some of your friends are either like inshore. It's like hard to talk to them, like it's hard, so like I wouldn't be able to do what you're doing.
Yeah, I think what makes it worth it is the traveling.
Right.
I joined the Navy because I wanted to see the world. And, I've gotten to, because being on a ship sucks.
Right.
But caveat to that, you get to, travel the world and go to places you never thought you could.
Right.
So that's what makes it worth it for me.
And you've done a Westpac, right?
Yeah.
And you've been to Australia.
Yeah, yeah.
Even going as far back as when I was in the Navy, I've heard stories about Westpacs in Australia. How kick-ass was Australia?
Oh my God. Australia was, oh my gosh, so much fun. We were lucky enough to, we got what port we are going to first. And as soon as we get that port, we go on the computer. We all huddle up on a computer and we try to find the cheapest Airbnb we can. So I went to Brisbane, Australia for the first port.
No, you keep talking.
Yeah, so went to Brisbane. I stayed in Brisbane for I think 4 or 5 days. And Australia is so awesome. The people there are awesome.
Yeah, but their liquor's fucking expensive as shit.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Australia. Like I didn't really realize that like it's super expensive there. Like everything's super expensive. The dollar and the whatever, I forgot what currency they use, but it's pretty much similar. So it's pretty expensive, but I mean, I had a great time. I'm saving money on the ship, so as soon as I get a port call, I'm going there and spending all the money I have. But but yeah, Brisbane, the first port was cool. We went out and then we went back on the ship for a couple weeks, and then we went back to Brisbane, and me and my buddies wanted to do something a little different. So we went to this place called Surfer's Paradise. It's about 40 minutes north of Brisbane. When a ship comes into port, all the sailors and Marines get off and they all kind of stay in the same place. Me and my buddies took a train up to Surfer's Paradise, and I kid you not, it's like the Miami of Australia. I got pictures. It's like I was standing in like this penthouse pretty much.
Right.
The nightlife was great. We all had like we didn't tell anybody we were in the military. We said, yes, I will. What was that?
You guys didn't tell
Surfers, parents.
Oh yeah. So we didn't tell people.
Do you know how to surf?
That we were. No, don't know how to surf. We didn't tell people that we were in the military. I think my alias was I was a dental student on my summer break. Because it was during summertime, so I just told people, yeah, I'm a dental student. I'm here on summer break, and I'm just chilling. And people really like Americans there. So it was really cool. It was a really cool experience. Love Australia. I'm actually going back this summer. And one cool thing about Australia is you have to cross the equator, and we did the crossing the line ceremony. That was probably the best part about going to Australia, being able to do the crossing the line ceremony. That was very interesting.
Did you have to suck a cherry out of a chief's belly?
That sounds like a fun story.
Yeah, I can't really talk about exactly what the what we did during crossing the line. All I can say is
What did you just say?
crossing the line.
Oh.
Can't really talk about it, but all of us pollywogs met Poseidon, and it was a very interesting time.
So now you're a shellback?
I am a shellback. I got a big old cert back at home, and I actually have a little pocket card that I carry around just in case anybody wants to G-check me. Got it on deck.
Wait. Hold on, Dad. What is NOLA? What is that?
NOLA?
Yeah. NOLA. NOLA.
NOLA? Like a ship?
I don't know.
I don't know.
The NOLA incident.
The New Orleans? Who asked it?
Right.
New Orleans. Is it New Orleans?
NOLA.
NOLA.
The NOLA incident that just happened.
What is that?
Where are you speaking about the guy who drove his truck into a crowd of people, the ISIS guy?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
New Orleans.
It just happened in New
Louisiana.
Orleans. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and they say that it was just an isolated incident. I don't believe that at all.
Nah, me neither.
The guy had a bunch of the guy had a bunch of your service dog is knocking at the door, so he's distracted me. But this guy took a rented pickup truck and drove it into a crowd of people because he exploited the security vulnerabilities of Bourbon Street because they're redoing Bourbon Street and they took down all the ballards that would stop pretty much anything from coming down the street. And they drove the pickup truck down, and he had a bunch of IEDs. And I believe that he was working with a group of people, but I'm not privy to the intelligence reports.
I actually have it pulled up right here. They identified the suspect as a 42-year-old Texas man, an Army veteran.
Mm-hmm.
And the FBI said that the suspect, who was killed in a firefight, had an ISIS flag. He also rented the vehicle through Turo, and he made serious video recordings before the attack saying that he joined ISIS, and the attack happened prior to the Sugar Bowl. So,
Yeah.
To me, I think the craziest part is that, I mean, maybe because we were all in the military, is that he was a veteran,
Yeah, and he's a United States citizen.
Right? Like, how do you have, that merit of, hey, I served my country for, the freedom and the safety, and then like, what drives a man to go from that and then make a complete 180 to, I'm gonna ram my truck through 14 people,
and killing them, and then have about 25 more casualties.
Right.
And I guess his rhetoric online was he was going to kill his whole family.
Right.
So the scary part about the whole thing is even 20 years later, from 30 years later, we still haven't seen the most. I watch a lot of TikTok videos, and I listen to the intelligence people talk, and some of the things that these people are capable of. This guy was radicalized within the United States,
Right.
But we haven't seen the beginnings of, I just saw a TikTok where the intelligence officer was talking about swarm attacks where these
Kind of like influencing people to come out of
yes.
shadows, kind of.
Almost like sleeper cells.
Well,
Yeah.
what they'll do is overseas. What they're doing is they'll get somebody that's part of ISIS or one of these radicalized dudes, and he'll attack, and he won't give up until he's killed.
Right.
One of the things that we see here in the United States is we get an active shooter, and as soon as law enforcement gets on scene and kind of corners this person, they end up killing themselves. And some of these more radicalized things that we're not seeing yet here in the United States is these people will fight until you have to kill them.
Right.
These people are killing themselves. Um, so it's very we're just getting ready to see what's coming down the pipe.
Right. No, I agree. It's kind of like that one situation. What was it? I don't know if you guys saw about it, but or maybe Dad, you might have heard about it. But there was a soldier in, I think it was Poland, and he decided to set himself on fire, pretty much condemning the United States on let's say the war on Gaza. I don't know. Did you see that?
No, haven't seen that at
But
all.
I just think it's weird that a lot of these incidences that are happening happen to be from former veterans.
Yes,
Like
yes.
I feel like that trend needs to be noticed.
I don't know if you remember the major in the army that went on an active shooter spree,
Right.
um, and he was captured.
When was that?
This was a few years back. Um, I think it was Fort Benning or something like that, where he killed a few people on the base.
Huh.
I remember that.
Remember that?
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, but
Oh, it was like a chase around the base, right?
yes,
Okay, I remember
yes,
that. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So, you know, uh, we're we've been, everybody, says this war, we were in a war in Afghanistan, and, Austin, you and I were talking about this the other day, is, we brought the fight to them so they
Right.
wouldn't bring the fight to us,
Right.
and we did a good job of it. Now there's no more war in Afghanistan, and they've been at war within each other for tens of thousands of years.
Right.
And the Russians first, dealt with them, and then we dealt with them. But now nobody's dealing with them, and
It's like what's gonna happen next?
yeah, exactly. The disease that festers there,
Right.
they fight amongst each other. What are they going to bring outside of Afghanistan now?
Right.
It's a scary thing.
Right. And I think like I was talking to Dad the other day, like the pinnacle of this, or maybe that's not the right word, but like kind of like the high point to this is, like look at what we did 2 years ago. Like Joe Biden's like, hey,
3 years ago.
3 years ago now, yeah, like hey, we're out of Afghanistan, but what did we lose in the process? We lost 13 soldiers. We left millions and millions and millions of dollars of equipment, vehicles, weapons. I mean, I had a buddy that was over there, and he sent me a video of, like the warehouses that were over there where they're stockpiling all the weapons that they're going to leave behind. And that was just one, you know? And to me, it's like, what kind of example are we setting to the American people? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a wrong decision just to
Right.
pull everybody out of Afghanistan. We should have left a footprint there, just like we left a footprint in Iraq.
Right.
You don't hear nothing about what goes on in Iraq, but
Yeah.
we still have an American footprint there, and we're able to control that country.
Right.
Afghanistan, we're not able. I mean, I'm sure we have, special ops or whatever covert stuff going on in Afghanistan, but how long is that going to last?
Right.
How long are we going to be able to keep the terrorist organizations down?
Right.
And unfortunately, we haven't seen when Trump gets into office, what's going to happen with him. Is he going to be very aggressive, or is he going to take a step back approach? But unfortunately, I think that's one of the things that Chase and his units are going to start to experience.
Right. Yeah. I was watching a movie the other day. I don't remember what it was called, but um, he was basically saying that, like these years of, fighting wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, you know, are almost like a dual-edged sword. Like we're fighting terrorist cells back, but at the same time, like I feel like people don't really think about it. Is we're killing fathers and we're killing mothers, and those fathers and those mothers they have kids. And it's a never-ending cycle. You know, so it's a shitty situation, but I feel like it's getting to a point where it's coming to home now. It's getting way too close to home. With these isolated events that are going on, it's becoming way too close to home.
It's exactly the point. I mean, one of the things that we, we look at President Trump,
Mm.
and hopefully he's going to be, good, and he's going to. But one of the things that he's done was made us more of an isolationist country.
Right.
And for you guys out there that don't know what isolationism is, and I kind of agreed with it in the beginning, but I kind of take a second look at it. And isolation means when we as a country don't get involved in other people's shit and just worry about our own shit, and deal with America, and don't be the world leader, be about just America and what's going on in America. And what a lot of people don't understand when you do that is all the shit that ends up happening around the world comes into our
Right.
borders.
Right.
We have to get involved in Ukraine. We have to get involved in some of these other countries, like what's going on in Iran and what's going on in Israel. Because if we don't put our fucking power to work there, then it spills over into the United States.
Exactly.
And I don't know if you guys realize that, but I think Trump got a big dosage of reality in his first presidency when he found out that being an isolationist country is going to fucking affect us, and it's the borders, our overriding borders. We have to be involved in Mexico and Canada and tell these fuckers that we're not going to take your shit. All these criminals coming across the borders and stuff.
Mm.
It's not gonna we're not gonna tolerate that.
Right.
And
Right.
hopefully now Trump's back in presidency, he'll deal with that
He'll
kind
have
of
that
stuff.
firm stance.
Yeah, yeah.
Chase, what do you think?
So I'll be kind of careful. I don't want to. There's a lot that
Yeah.
I want to say. But I guess the vantage point that I'll take from it is just like operational readiness, right? Like we talk about it so much,
Hmm.
and there's very few things that I can control, but what I can control is making sure the people around me and the military as a whole is ready for whatever might come up. I feel like especially in the past 7 years that I've been in, when I joined the military, we were still involved in Afghanistan. We still had a footprint in the Middle East. And now that we are out and there's very few people that have actually seen war and seen what it takes, I feel like there's a lot of complacency, unfortunately.
100%.
A lot of complacency, and I hate to see it. And the biggest thing that I try to preach, especially in my unit, is make sure we're ready
Right.
for whatever might come up.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, I just retired, 6 months ago. I feel like that was one of the biggest issues, or that was one of my biggest driving points to getting out, was how complacent, our troops were. you walk in, even though like even the Marines, it's, oh, we're not going to war anytime soon. We don't have to do this, or why are we doing this? Like it's pointless. Even like the corpsman, and if you guys don't know what a corpsman is, it's pretty much a combat medic. Even like the combat medics, like they don't care. You run them through drills and you run them through knowledge checks, and it's, why do I have to know this? When can I go home? And why am I here? I think that you said it perfectly as far as complacency, complacency, complacency.
Complacency kills.
Oh, 100%,
Exactly.
100%.
Complacent. Even in my world, I'm long out of the military, but I'm a law enforcement officer, and the biggest thing that we say to each other, number one, there's no such thing as a routine call,
Mm,
and number two, complacency kills. You get
100%.
complacent out there,
You're dead.
and you're gonna get dead.
Yeah.
Well, for us, you're gonna get hurt or you're gonna
Right.
get dead.
Right.
We here in Palm Beach County, we had 3 law enforcement officers, 3 motor cops, um, that were killed. And it was the second time in my career that I saw people that I worked with that actually got killed.
Mm,
And it's you become complacent, and not to say that they were complacent, because they were far from that. They were one of the best cops I've ever known, and they did their jobs beyond reproach, and
right.
they were always on the top of their game. But one you
One
know
mistake,
one
you know,
mistake, and
it's all it takes.
yeah,
It's all it
yeah.
takes.
And for you active duty men and women out there, you become complacent,
Mm,
and you don't take your training, you don't take your getting ready
right.
seriously, and you can die.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing. Or you can get one of your battle buddies, your shipmates, somebody you work with, you can get them killed.
Yeah.
So um, that's the biggest thing. I hear you guys talk about it, and why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Right.
And
Right.
hopefully it never comes to fruition that
Right.
you guys have to figure out why.
Right.
But if you're not ready for it,
If you're not ready for the why,
yeah,
right.
you're gonna get yourself or somebody you work with hurt. And I hear you, Chase, man. I agree 100% with you. You gotta be on your game all the time, because even with your unit, I've done the research on the 31st Mule, and they're the first ones that the country's gonna call on if we need to send some troops somewhere. And if you're not ready to go, you're going to get yourself hurt, or you're going to get one of your friends hurt.
Right.
And, you don't want to do that. You really don't want to do that. You don't want that to weigh on your conscience forever,
Right.
you know?
100%.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Chase, you probably know more than I do because I've been out for a little bit. But I feel like the military as a whole, maybe not as a whole, but from what I've seen when I was in, I feel like the complacency point is too high. Like, and I'd say that's one of my biggest worries about the military right now is how complacent troops actually are. You know what I'm saying? So if you could expand on that, maybe like what the tempo is like right now, the op tempo.
Yeah, so I think what the issue is, and I can only really speak for hospital corpsmen, Greenside Hospital corpsmen, but I feel like the biggest issue is, people think they're too good. People think they're too good to train. I went to this training. I went to combat trauma management course. I'm Valkyrie fresh whole
Valkyrie
blood
certified,
certified. I know my shit. But until you actually, see
Do
a
it.
casualty and
Right.
treat a casualty, I'm telling you right now, as soon as you see a real casualty, you got a real person in front of you, all
It's a
that,
different game.
yeah, all that
Different game.
stuff kind of gets out of your mind. You kind of have to recenter yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people, unfortunately, don't get that experience because we're not in combat.
Right.
We're not. luckily for me, I actually went TAD to Guam to work in their emergency room. If people don't know, Guam's emergency room is the highest security emergency room in the Navy. Um, Reason being is they see everybody. They see everybody. We get level 1 traumas, CPRs, whatever the case may be. We get those, and that kind of opened my eyes to how a lot of people don't get to see an actual casualty.
Right.
Actually do chest compressions, actually put in um, these life-saving devices to save somebody's life. You don't, you train on it on these dummies, and you train it and train and train.
Right.
But if you don't train, you're stuck on a casualty. I promise you, you're not gonna know what to do.
Right. And you just nailed it. It's not only doing yourself a disservice, but I mean, shit, you're doing your buddy a disservice too.
That guy wants to go home.
He wants to go home.
Yeah.
But I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, right now, I feel like the generation of the military that's in right now, excluding the higher ranking members, is too far gone. I'm gonna do my 4 years. I'm gonna do my 6 years. I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna go to college. And that's it. That's our only goal. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. I feel, I think for me joining the military, it was kind of I didn't want to go to college. I wasn't a great student in high school. I skipped class, barely graduated high school, and I just wanted an out. I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Right.
But now being in for 7 years, I can, I got the opportunity to go to school, got my associate's degree, I'm trying to work on my bachelor's degree, but, if the driving force for why you're in the military isn't to serve your country, and especially for me, getting put in a position to save somebody's life and do your fucking job,
Right.
if that's not the driving force for why you're there, then you're wrong, bro. You're wrong, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you do have that mindset, you just want to do your 4 years and get out, then maybe you should be in
Something else, like a culinary cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Don't
Abe,
go into.
Abe Ortiz says Chase is too swole, breaks all the dummies every time. That's why they can't train. Can't even do the medical training because of you.
Yeah. Abe knows I go hard, bro. He knows I go hard.
Hey, practice like you play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real. For real.
Let me put another perspective on this. You train, you train, you train, you train. Why do you train? You train, you train. Because when the shit hits the fan, all you have to rely on is your training.
Exactly.
And I can tell you firsthand, I've for 30 years I've gone to training every year. I've shot my gun. Never really had to until once pull my gun.
Right.
But when you have to do it, it's all second nature.
Right.
And you don't even think about what you're doing when you do it. You just do it. And
Fight or flight.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they started giving us tourniquets, and you guys know what the fuck a good thing a tourniquet is.
Yeah.
I've never ever in my life had to use a tourniquet, but there's I carry one in the truck in a little med bag that I have. I have a bunch of tourniquets. When I had the cruiser, I had tourniquets in the cruiser. And I never had to use one, but I know if shit hit the fan and somebody bleeding out, I know how to put the tourniquet on and get it in there so I could save a life. And you guys, I just tell you all, and we made joke of it, practice like you play like you practice. When these two guys were little boys, I used to tell them when they played football, play like you practice like you play. And it comes to right now is when the shit hits the fan, all that training that they're giving you is going to come to
right.
And I hope to God it never happens. I hope to God you never have to put a tourniquet on somebody, or you have to, give somebody even the Heimlich maneuver or CPR. But that day may come. You may be in a restaurant someday and somebody's choking to
100%.
death and you don't know what the hell to do.
Yeah.
But you revert back to the Heimlich maneuver and you get that obstruction out of somebody's throat. And, it all comes down to your training. Take all the training that you possibly can, because I'm going to say it again, because I'll be your daddy here. Play like you practice like you play. And you do that, and you might just save somebody's life. You might just save your own life someday.
Yeah. Perfect example. I was at Angelica's house in Temecula, and I was driving back to base in 29 Palms, and we have like this long uphill road. Dad, I think you were on it when I picked you up in Palm Springs, but it's like a long windy road, like up a hill, and that's it. There's no lights, nothing, right? So I was driving home one day. It was nighttime, and I was driving up the road, and there was this semi truck, probably about a mile or two ahead, and this Honda CRV is speeding up the fucking hill like we all do. She doesn't see the semi truck, so she ends up ramming into the back of the semi truck. Windshield's gone, whatever, right? So obviously I pull over, and I think that ties into what you're saying, Dad, is, nobody's ever truly ready, but it's good that we train, we practice, we train, we practice like we played, because that day when I pulled over, I knew exactly what to do. Like I think there was one nurse with me that worked at the hospital close to the base, and even she was stumped. And I was like, it just goes to show like how beneficial the training could be, And I just wish that our current active duty members have that mindset, because it's not always going to be like a combat zone, Maybe it is. Sometimes you're just heading home, to save somebody's life. So
100%.
But yeah, Dad, do you have any other thoughts on that?
Here's a commercial for you guys. If you can, pick up a tourniquet, throw it in your car, put it in your glove box.
Yeah.
Get a little med bag. The perfect thing is these little CPR masks.
First aid kits.
Yeah, a little first aid kit. I think I bought each one of you guys like a little first aid kit, and I put a tourniquet on it, and just carry it in your car, because you never know when you might need it. But you whip that thing out, and it's a good thing. So if there's any tourniquet companies out there that want to advertise on our channel, we can do that.
Who's up?
But carry. There's little things. They used to say if you paint it black, a cop will put it on his belt. But there's, get yourself a little knife. Those what are those scissors called?
Trauma shears.
Trauma sutures.
Trauma shears, yeah.
Trauma shears. Get a pair of trauma shears. Put them in your bag. Cut a seat belt. Cut a whatever you need to cut. Those things are phenomenal. I have a pair everywhere. So yeah, those are things that you really want to carry with you. So just in case. Hopefully you never have to use it, but if you have to use it, it's there.
Right. I agree. All right. Chase, do you have anything else you want to add? Just
to that topic?
Yeah, just that topic.
No, I don't think so. I think I said everything I said, or everything I wanted to say. Yeah. By trade, I'm a dental tech. But, I wanted to learn more, and I've gotten so much medical experience that I now want to be a nurse. And to all, if you're a foreman, if you're a combat medic out there, I follow so many pages, but, you guys go look at the conflicts that are going on right now in the world,
Oh, it's crazy.
The stuff coming out of Ukraine is insane. The fight is not how it used to be.
The drones.
Yeah, we used to own the air. We used to own,
we own everything.
Yeah, we used to own the air, and I know you know this, but the golden hour. We used to have the golden hour where, we call in a 9 line, we call in a medevac, and and within that golden hour, somebody's gonna come pick you up. Unfortunately,
It's
these
not the case
conflicts that
anymore.
we're gonna hopefully not, but more than likely will be fighting in, we're not gonna have,
Yeah.
that golden hour anymore.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah,
Because that's very important, even in the civilian world. What is that golden hour?
that golden hour is you call in a medevac, you send up your 9 line, and within an hour, somebody is going to come pick you up. Um, but unfortunately, I won't name any names, but these countries that we may be fighting in, we don't own the air. It might take, 24, 48, 72 hours, to come pick up a patient. So you need to be, the fight's changing, the game's changing. You need to be ready to be able to sit on a patient for an extended period of time, and that's what we're really trying to push for. That's what I forgot to add earlier.
PCC.
Prolonged casualty care. That's something big that we're trying to push towards right now. Because yeah, we don't own the air anymore, and it makes our job a lot harder, and it makes it a shit ton more harder if we have complacent corpsmen, complacent combat medics who don't want to fucking train. Um, I'm a dental tech, and I'll shit on all you guys. So it goes to show like you could be all these guys coming in the military, they're prior, ambulance drivers, paramedics, like all this shit, and you think you're too good to train. I guarantee you I'll shit on all of you right now because I fucking care about this shit. And I train to, fight. I train to save lives.
And that's what it is. It's all about perspective and caring.
Yeah.
And just to give you guys a little bit of insight on the civilian side in the civilian world, the golden hour is if you can get somebody to a trauma center within that hour, within that golden hour, they have a greater chance of living than if they're outside of that dome, outside of that golden hour. That's why, like firefighters and stuff like that, they strive for a 5 minute window to get to your house. And we have fire stations around that are their call for service time is under 5 minutes. And if they can get somebody to a trauma center within that golden hour, the patient has a greater likelihood of success and of living than if they go outside of that hour, that golden hour. And that's why, like where you're at and where you guys deal with in the military, you gotta get a medevac to somebody and get them to a trauma center within an hour, because if you're outside,
screwed.
yeah, somebody's gonna die.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna die. So it has its applications on the civilian side also. And we keep going back to training, but it's all about that training. If you can diagnose somebody, get them, where they're travel worthy, and get them on that chopper and get them to a trauma center within an hour.
You did your job.
You did your job, and those people have a better likelihood that they're gonna survive than anything else. So, kudos to you guys, because and you know what, there needs to be more corpsmen out there, more doctors like yourself, because the more you understand that, the more you're going to save somebody's life. And something that really reminds me of that is, Austin, you were telling me a story when you were in the service about a guy who fell off the truck.
Yeah.
Tell them about that.
So we were going on, it wasn't our McCree, it was like an ITX. So it's basically just like a train exercise, where we go out for 6 days, 7 days. And it was me, my buddy Selman, and Singleton. And we were heading out to our pause, which is our position of what's it called. And we're driving, and it's on like a dirt road, like it's sand, like it's out in Joshua Tree, so it's all sand, right? So I'm gonna sleep in the back, of the truck, and we're probably going like 30 miles per hour, like we're not really going that fast. right? And we're hauling these big ass M777 howitzers, like they're fucking huge, right? And all of a sudden, all you hear is halt, like halt formation or like halt the vehicles, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, why are we halting? You know, like we usually like to get to the pause pretty quick, and they're like, we need a corpsman, we need a corpsman, and this little fucking this little fucking PFC man. I'll never forget his name. I'm not gonna blast him on a live stream, but I'll never forget his name. He fucking jumped out of the 7-ton trying to kill himself, and he ended up jumping in a position where it was in between the 7-ton and the howitzer, and the wheels ended up like rolling over his body. But here's the catcher: he was wearing all of his protective gear. So yeah, he was wearing his Kevlar, his flag. He's wearing fucking gloves, knee pads, like he's wearing everything. And you know, we get out of the truck and we go up to him and he's fucking crying. And you know, his collarbone's sticking out and his fucking hip bone's all fucked up. And me and Singleton are just like, what a fucking idiot. Like, if you're gonna fucking do it, why would you do it with the fucking? That's just me being honest. But yeah, it's just like crazy shit like that. It's like, dude, what the fuck, you know? So I hope that kind of resonates with you guys.
Did he make it?
Yeah, he ended up making it. He ended up coming to the clinic. So they sent him to Vegas because we have a rehab center there where they send all of our psych patients. And he ended up coming back. He was in like crutches or whatever. And he comes into the clinic. I take him back, and I'm like, hey, like, how's it been? And he's like, oh, everything's been great, man. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, well, actually, they're kicking me out of the military. And I was like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah, like, already got my college set up. Like, my VA is 100% already. And I'm like, damn, bro, that's fucking crazy. Like, you got 100% off just fucking.
Hey, note that. You get 100%.
Yeah. You get 100% if you fucking jump out of a 7-ton.
Fuck.
Just a FYI, guys. But yeah, like, I was like, in that moment, I was so fucking pissed, dude. Because I was like, dude, like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you go from killing yourself to, now that I have this money and I'm getting out of the military and I got 100% VA, now I'm the happiest guy on the fucking planet. So fuck that guy. If you're watching, fuck you. And yeah, crazy shit. Brandon wants to ask a couple of questions. He wants a rapid fire question. Do you guys have anything else that you guys want to end this topic on?
Nope.
No? All right, Brandon. Rapid fire away. Go. Go right now.
Questions should have already been up.
Oh, could you press it?
Yeah.
Yeah, why didn't you put the questions up already? Because now we're sitting here waiting for your fucking questions, for you to type them out. If any of you guys else are in the chat, you guys could go ahead and ask questions too. It's a good little intermission break right here.
How many people you on there?
4.
Nice.
4 million.
Yeah, 4 million. I told you, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're stars.
I know, I told you. 4 million in the first. Work or play? That's one question. Work or play?
Work or play?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean, Brandon? Expand on that question.
Context?
I'm going to answer it. I'm just going to say work. I like work.
I think they're, depending on the context.
Work or play? Just choose
Play.
one. Dad says play. Go. Go. Go.
Go play. I like to play.
Yeah. Interesting. Jason's the odd man out here.
I like to play, man.
Next question. Next. Brandon, you suck, man. These aren't rapid questions. These are slow questions. You take 15 minutes to type out fucking 3 words. Here on the Instagram Live, the Twitch is up on the background if you guys want to go follow it. If you guys are in the chat right now and you guys haven't followed yet, please, we'd appreciate it very much if you guys were to follow.
And if you know anybody, put them onto our channel. And, you know, if you have any topics you want to talk about, let us know.
100%.
We want to be on every Friday around 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So tune in to us on Fridays at 4, and we'll talk about anything.
Yeah.
One of the things we wanted to talk about, I don't know if we can talk about it now, but I'll ask Austin since he's the moderator. Can we talk about Jimmy Butler? Any guys basketball players out there? Or basketball enthusiasts?
We can. Yeah, but okay, hold on. Rapid fire question. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Chase, we'll start with you, Dad, and then me. Cool?
Cool.
All right, ready? Favorite food?
Favorite food, chicken wings.
Steak.
Fuck, I'm gonna say spaghetti, man.
Oh, that's
It's
close.
a classic, dude. It's a
That's
classic.
a close
I
second.
know. All right. Favorite holiday?
Favorite holiday, Christmas.
Shoot, I don't know. July 4th.
Understand?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't like.
You don't like what?
Start fucking freaking out. Shit. My favorite holiday is probably Christmas too.
Yeah, I like Christmas.
I like Christmas. Favorite color?
Pastel yellow.
Hunter Green.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. All right, Brandon. What is that favorite F at? What is that? Pastel yellow.
Yeah,
Why is that your fucking favorite color?
I like it.
What is that?
It's like a light yellow. It's like a pastel yellow, dude. You know pastel?
No, I'm.
It's like a light, like creamy yellow.
Dad, where does Hunter Green come?
Like a piss yellow.
No, not piss. Not piss yellow.
Like a brown.
Like a pus yellow.
No, not a pus yellow. It's pastel. It's like nice. It's nice. It's a nice color.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's terrible, but I wore green for 30 years, so I mean, that's. I don't want to wear green anymore, but I like green.
All right. Chase, favorite family member, go.
Favorite family member?
Yeah.
Dude, what?
You have to answer it.
No, I can't answer that.
Dad, go.
My boys.
Okay, I'll take that.
I was gonna say myself. But...
That's
Chase, you go.
Can't pick one family member. You
Fucking
fucked
do it,
up, bro.
Your parents.
Yeah, my immediate family. I can't pick one.
Okay. Morning or nights?
Mornings.
Nights.
Nights. Yeah, I'm a fucking night owl, dude.
Me too.
Like I could stay up till like 3 or 4 o'clock.
Me too.
Easily.
Yeah.
Ooh, I gotta ask everybody out there. Did you see that movie with Kevin Costner, Horizon?
Yes.
What a good movie.
Yeah. Give it fucking recognition. That movie
3
is so
hours though. 3 hours.
3 hours.
Oh,
1
my.
minute. Hell no. Chase don't want to fucking watch it, but
It's a good
it's
movie.
a great
I
movie.
just have like a short attention span. I can't watch something. For
No,
3
but they
hours.
cut it up into short clips to where it's
That's one kind of thing I don't like about it is it
the
goes.
shortness.
No, it jumps around
It does.
and you kind of like, where the hell am I at
Yeah.
here with this?
That's fair. But it is good though.
Yeah.
Once you pick up on
What's going on?
what's going on, then it gets better.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Okay. Favorite memory at 104 Meadowwood.
Holy shit, dude.
That was the first one, right?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
first house. Shoot. Man, favorite memory. There's a lot of memories there. I would say probably our 5th birthday party.
The fuck?
Yeah, our 5th birthday party was like the coolest party ever. We had like bounce houses up front.
Yeah, I
up
remember
front.
that.
All our friends came over. It was like, to this day I remember it like vividly. It was like
Was that the Spider-Man bounce house?
Spider-Man bounce
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that was actually
My favorite memory of 104 Meadowwood was having it built. We used to take family trips over to go see where they were at in the building process. And when they poured the slab, it was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck, my favorite memory. I don't even remember shit. Chase, I remember when we were so we had like a little bedroom in the back that me and Chase shared, And I remember we were moving out, and we were like moving the beds or some shit. Like the mattresses were up, and um, I remember like we were arguing about something. Like I don't remember what it was, but we were arguing about something, and and we ended up getting in like a full-on fist fight. Like, do you remember that?
We got in a lot of fist fights.
Yeah, we got like in a fist fight like on the fucking floor, and mom comes coming down the hallway. Stop! 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 Do you remember that shit?
Dude, we got in a lot of
I
fist
know we
fights.
did.
Fuck.
That was a good memory.
You like that memory?
Yeah, it was fun.
Dude, you know, it's kind of crazy. I actually went by the house last night.
Oh, did you?
After I left here, I was like, I wasn't tired yet, and I like wanted to drive.
Did you tell Brandon about that?
No.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, no, I was just driving, and it was like 3 a.m. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm like listening to some good music. I'm chilling. Like, I'm just gonna drive by the house real quick. And I drove by, and it's so crazy. Like, it's so weird how like when we were kids, like the neighborhood seemed so big, and we would like
Huge.
ride our ripsticks and our
Yeah.
bikes around the neighborhood. And now like looking back, I'm like, damn, like.
Or even like when we were walking back from fucking school.
Yeah, it seemed like it was forever, dude,
Yeah.
but it really wasn't that bad. Yeah, the
that
neighborhood
crazy?
seems so small. It was so weird.
Yeah. It is kind of crazy, huh?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it was that long ago either.
No.
Like, I remember we used to, what we used to do? We used to like go on our ripsticks and like go around the neighborhood and shit.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Changing the batteries.
Dad, were you ever worried about us like? Oh, do you remember when I went to Alex Bell's house and I took the bike over there and you guys were looking for me? So you came in the cruiser and you were like, "What the fuck? We've been looking for you for like an hour and a half."
I vaguely remember that.
And he said, "Get your ass home on the bike." And I was like, "Okay." And then my shoelace got fucking knotted up in the, what's it called? What was it? The bike.
In the spokes?
In the spokes. Yeah, you don't remember that?
No.
You were so pissed, and you ended up cutting off my shoelace because, yeah, that was funny. That was a good time. There you go. Okay, so sorry guys, this is back on 9 now. See daisies. Oh, we need to?
5 o'clock.
Why? What do you got at 5?
Are we doing an hour?
It's supposed to be like an hour and 45 minutes. Yeah,
We do hour 30.
you do an hour 30.
Okay.
Shoot, I can't see if that's good or not. Yeah, so this, like I said, it's our first fucking. How is that dead too? All right.
That camera's dead.
Yeah, it's not working.
Serious?
Yeah.
So we don't have no camera.
Something's wrong with that because the power should be.
That's what I'm saying. There it goes. We'll just leave it off on a good note. I mean, I feel like we talked about a lot of things today.
Was there anything else in the chat?
All right. So as you guys can see, the battery pack's dead. I'd like to thank Chase for showing up. I mean, he was kind of forced, but Chase, I mean, we're our special guest for today, so well, yeah. You guys can use your imagination because I don't got any more batteries, but
You also got to thank Tony.
yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah, you can't forget about Tony. Here, let me see Tony real quick. Yeah, let me see Tony. All right. So just so you guys can see. So this is Tony. Okay. Tony. Fun fact about Tony is I went on an acid trip with Tony, and he was speaking wisdom to me. I mean, like it was crazy. So I've had him for probably like 2 years now. Because I did it in Yosemite. I found him on the floor, and I just took him everywhere with me. But this is our mascot right here. So, Brandon, we'll answer that question next episode, all right?
What was the question?
How does it feel to be an uncle and a grandpa?
Mm.
So we'll answer that next one.
Wait, why can't we answer that this one?
Because I don't have the cameras anymore.
The camera doesn't work?
No.
None of the cameras.
Damn, that's crazy.
So, yeah. I think we'll end it off here. I think this is a good point to end it off. But again, Chase, thank you for showing up. Next week we have another guest, Dr. Phil Yeager. He is a best-selling author on Amazon. So he's going to be coming in, talking about his book a little bit, kind of pick his brain a little bit on the military aspects of things too, kind of some of the things that we talked about today, as far as kind of like the psychology aspect of it. He's a doctor in psychology, so we'll pick his brain next week. So yeah, me and my dad will be back, and that's all we got for you guys. Do you guys have anything you guys want to say?
Oh, thanks for having me on.
Look forward to seeing y'all next week.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys next week, Brandon. It's not green, it's blue. All right, guys. Take it.